Hi, this is Nando from Carbon Zero. I have two pumpkin beds or two pumpkin patches in our research garden. What you're looking at is the pumpkin bed on the south side of the garden, and particularly on this side of the south pumpkin, which we call it the pumpkin patch. I didn't treat these plants with wood vinegar at all. We're now 1 week into September, and this is what I typically see occurring. The foliage is beginning to die off. There are ripe pumpkins underneath. Maybe you can see a few of them. And we're definitely headed toward harvest here. You don't see any flowering on these plants at all, of course. This is what I normally see. Now, I'm pretty much at the edge right here of where it was planted. And the pumpkins, although they had the opportunity, they had plenty of fertilizer in the compost they were growing in. They didn't extend beyond perhaps a meter at most of the edge of where they were planted. So if I back up a bit, you can clearly see that. So now I'm going to go over to the other side of this south bed. Okay, here we are on the other side of the south bed. There's a slender metal pole that you'll be able to make out in the video if you look carefully. It's standing up at a bit of an angle. This was the border of where the netting was. And if you've seen some of the previous videos I've made, you may recall that I treated the part of this bed that was not under the netting with wood vinegar because we had a hailstorm, and the plants right in front of me had significant damage to them. They were pretty much completely shredded. So I treated them with wood vinegar to see how they would recover. Now, I don't know if you can see this in the video, but the plants to the inside of that pole, towards the center of the patch, are a bit shorter, and they're also beginning to die off like the others that I showed you. The plants that I treated generally have taller stems, taller leaves. They're reaching for the light. And what I notice is that off the edge of this bed, now I'm going to position myself right at the edge of the bed. There are runners growing for a number of meters. 6, 7, 8 meters at least off the edge of this bed. Now this was treated with wood vinegar, I think 3 times. Not so much. Do I see an impact here? I suspect I do. So let's move to the north bed and take a look at that. So here we are at the north pumpkin patch, and I'm some distance away from it so that you can see it all. I'll step in closer. And this bed has been treated at least once every 2 weeks with a 0.5% solution of wood vinegar. And one of the first things you'll notice is that the leaves are still quite verdant and green. And these plants are still flowering. There's flowers everywhere on these plants. I don't know if you can see them on the video, but these plants are still flowering and they are still fruiting. If you can make out, there's some metal poles that form an arch. There are 3 of them. Okay? The pumpkin plants were planted in 2 rows underneath those arches. And they've extended perhaps 8 meters beyond those arches. 8 meters. Prolific growth. Do I see a difference between these 2 pumpkin patches, the north and the south? I see an extremely significant difference. This patch is just enormous compared to where they were planted. In some years, the plants have not really extended far beyond those metal arches. This is almost unbelievable. I guess I'll leave it there for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye-bye.